we do have a little something that's going on in the tropics, potentially, over in the Atlantic basin. So what you're looking at right now is a couple of runs of different models. What this tells us, well, you can see it's pretty spread out, models are differing, but what this basically tells us is things are waking up. There is a little bit of action going on in the Atlantic, or at least there could be in the near future. So looking here at our satellite in dust, I mean, obviously you can see that the dust is there. It's on the lower end, though. We're starting to see that. But what I really want to point out is actually what's going on the coast of Africa. You can see those storms trying to bubble up. And this is that tropical wave that we are potentially going to be seeing moving into the Atlantic. And this is where we could really start to see a development, maybe a tropical system, a storm, something. But as of right now, it's still on the coast of Africa. We still have quite a few days before we really see anything getting going. But this does, you know, raise some alarms, and as well as seeing those models trying to get something going, that tells us things could be awake. Now, the chance of development, this is our main development region. It is trying to pop something up as well. But again, this is not until later on this week. So, you know, Michael, Haley, I know with these systems, especially once we start to get into the latter half of hurricane season, they could pop up quick. And there are a couple of waves over the in Africa right now that we are keeping a very close eye on. Again, they haven't headed into the ocean quite yet. But again, it is something that these models are trying to jump in on, if you know what I mean.
It's going to be really interesting, too, because when those waves that you were just talking about, Bayne, move into what we call the main development region, you also highlighted the fact that the dust is beginning to settle some, and we also have that MJO, or Madden-Julian oscillation, which promotes rising air. It's like the marriage of all three of those, Haley, I think could actually mean by the time we get to mid-August, I mean, we might be ramped all the way up.
For sure. I mean, when we talk about the MJO, it's about a 30, 60-ish day time frame as it traverses around the globe. So we could have a 2-week window where we get 3-4 named storms, all as tropical waves, or potentially what we see across the Gulf of America, a cold front that'll stall out. But then we have another quiet period. I mean, last year we were quiet September 10th. That just doesn't happen. That's statistical peak hurricane season. Going back to Nick's question, will we be average, above average, below average? Right now, all of the leading hurricane forecasters are still calling above average. My personal opinion, right at average, maybe one extra hurricane added to the list just because the Gulf of America is so warm and it's untapped so far. But it's a wait and see game, but this is definitely, to me at least, that first switch up moment where we can say, all right, now it's go time.
Yeah, definitely. And I do want to point out this graphic really quick before we move on from the tropics. But, you know, this is kind of what the models are running of those potential lows that we're watching that could develop from this. And this high pressure system is that steering mechanism that could shift this to the north, to the south. So we'll just have to watch and see. But this is just kind of a very wide range of what could happen if we see something develop there. Just wanted to point that out for our viewers that maybe are a little bit confused of what this could be. But for the most part, right now, nothing out there, but could be in the next coming days.